This is Rebecca with Raynell Studio. Today we have a prep and tip application for you guys. This is what I do for every client, and I get no lifting. I don't have any issues whatsoever with retention. So we're just going to get right into it. She just got a fresh soak off, so there is a little bit of product left on her nails, but we're going to remove that with the file. I'm just pushing back her cuticles and then, of course, shaping all of her natural nails, just so that they're even. She doesn't technically want to grow out her natural nails, but I like to have a nice, even, clean foundation. Next, I'm going to go in with this cuticle ball bit. It is coarse, and my e-file is at 10 RPMs. This is just to avoid cutting the client or the e-file stopping. Because it is coarse, it does need to go at a higher speed in order to work correctly. This step is just helping push the cuticles back just a little bit more and lift up more of that dead cuticle. Next, I'm going to go ahead and smooth the nail plate and remove any extra oils using my sanding band. For this, I usually have my setting on a 3 or a 4, depending on the client's nail plate itself. But it's like I said before in other videos, it's really important to read body language on the middle finger. She did have a little bit of acrylic left, and while I was trying to file it away, she kind of tugged back without telling me that it's getting hot or anything, but I'm like, okay, I can tell you're doing that, so I'm just going to go in and use the hand file, gentle removal. So just always keep that in mind, you guys. But the sanding band is also going to help remove any excess dry skin or cuticle around the eponychium and, of course, the sidewalls. Prior to applying the nail tips, I am going to go in and trim the cuticles. I'm not doing a deep trim. I'm just clipping away what is lifted and what can actually be removed. When trimming the cuticles, you want to make sure that you're just clipping, not pulling the skin. I know a lot of times you can get caught up in, trying to get things done and start pulling at the eponychium, but you don't want to do that. You just want to take short clips all the way around the cuticle area. For nail tip application, I use IBD brush on glue. This is my favorite glue to use. Um, but I also use different brands of nail tips depending on the client's nail bed and depending on the style of nails they're wanting. This particular nail tip is very thick and sturdy, and it is tapered, so I make sure to apply it just where the hyponychium is, just to avoid the nails looking uneven. Because since they're tapered, they're going to be wider, at the bottom of the nail tip where it's placed on the nail. So I always make sure to apply it just under where the free edge is showing. Because these nail tips are so thick, I do have to spend a little bit more time holding the nail down just to make sure that the glue dries evenly and thoroughly, because if not, they will unfortunately pop right off. Once the nail tips are on, I'm going to go ahead and trim them to my client's desired length. And this is the most consistent way to get the same length nail tips. So you just want to start with one, then you want to pull the next finger to kind of match up with the first finger's cuticle area, just to make sure that they're all the same length. Hopefully that makes sense. That's the best way that I can describe it. But you guys can see here exactly what I'm doing. With these nail tips, I don't have to do a lot of shaping, so I'm just going to go in and even everything out. When a client wants a specific shape, I don't use these tips because, like I said, they're very thick and sturdy, so it takes a little bit of extra work to get like a coffin or stiletto or round nail with these. But that's why it's important to, be multifaceted in things like your products, your skills, things like that. I do have several nail tips to choose from, so if you haven't already, go ahead and check out that video. I'll link it above. But here I'm just shaping using the 180 grit on my hand file. I'm going to go in and blend the tip using my e-file and sanding band. This is usually on a 4 or 5 setting on my e-file. This just helps me feel more comfortable in the stability of the nail tip. Cleansing the nail plate once again with a no lint wipe and young nail swipe. We are going to go ahead and apply 2 coats of Young Nails Protein Bond, and then we get into the acrylic application. That video will be up in just a few days, so if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it now. Follow me on Instagram at BeccaB_. If you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to leave them down below. Again, my name is Rebecca, and I hope to see you soon.